California. A trough that actually starts out from Hudson Bay, and another one over northern Dakota. And it looks like there's another one over the mid-Atlantic, but not an obvious looking one. But either way, this will indicate that there is still going to be some wet weather in the coastal part of the southeast, more wintry weather in the Pacific Northwest, as well as the upper Mississippi Valley. Wild for you. Clouds, maybe some snow showers, snow flurries there, but I'll take a look at it. Okay, let's take a look. Let me change the regions. Okay, what do we got? Well, there's plenty of cold air all across southern Alaska to Hudson Bay, which means we are all getting a lot of cold. Plenty of warmth in the west coast and parts of Florida. And all that cold air is there in Siberia and Russia. Now let's take a look in the next 24 hours. Yep, still cold air there, and as well as remnants of some cold air on the eastern half of the country and eastern Canada too. Well, much of Canada actually. Western U.S. Some warmth. Monday night. Well, all that warmth is going to be in eastern Russia. Cold air would be in the central part of Russia, as well as throughout much of Canada and the eastern half of the United States. Western half pretty above average, as you can see. On Thursday night, we're actually seeing some cold air that's dominating throughout eastern, north central Asia, as you can see. Hold on a minute. All right, I'm back. Plenty of cold air to go around eastern part of the country, of the U.S., much Canada. Plenty of cold air, northern part of the U.S., still cold. Western part of the U.S., still warm. Wednesday night, quite dominant in terms of some below average temperatures in the same regions. Warmth is moving into Alaska. For Thursday night, warmth gets worse as it crosses the Bering Strait. Warmth invades east through the southwestern part of the U.S. and into Texas. Then we move into Friday night, though. The warmth is still there in eastern Russia, Alaska, and all the way towards the west coast. But it gets really cold in the upper Mississippi Valley. Then next Saturday night, well, still a similar setup, but it gets really cold on the eastern seaboard next Saturday. Alright, and now let's take a look at the drought. There's plenty of drought in the coastal part of Maine, as well as plenty of extreme drought to exceptional ones in northern Florida and South Georgia. Southern Texas as well. Some spotty areas with extreme drought from leeward side of the Cascades to parts of the desert southwest, right along the Rocky Mountain Range, as well as Utah. Still plenty of extreme drought throughout portions of the Ohio Valley. Kentucky's drought-free, as well as Rhode Island. Much Connecticut is without drought, as well as North Dakota. Alright. Now let's move to here. And right now we actually want to talk about temperatures. Let's see. Wild for... Oh, no, wait. Actually, I'm going to show the most colder times for tomorrow morning. Let's see what here. Wild for you, it looks like as though that your winds are coming from the northwest, though temperatures will be at negative 4 degrees Fahrenheit. What does this mean? It means your temperatures will be at negative 20 degrees Celsius. Negative 20 degrees Celsius for you, Wild. So that is super cold. What a terrible way to start the morning for you, Wild, tomorrow morning. For those in the U.S., there's plenty of mild temperatures throughout the Gulf Coast, but still some freezing temperatures around the Northeast. Very cold temperatures in the northern plains. Still plenty of freezing air throughout much of the Rockies, Great Basin, and much of the Great Plains, and in the mountainous parts along the West Coast and northern part of the desert Southwest. We move into another 24 hours. Okay, Wild. 1 degree Fahrenheit, which means that your temperature value would be right around, like, close to negative 15 degrees Celsius, though. Which means slightly warm, which means that you might end up getting some humidity. Some. We'll see about that. There's plenty of frigid air in the upper part of the Mississippi, freezing air in much of the Northeast, except for folks on Long Island, the Jersey Shore, all the way down to the Mid-Atlantic. On the coastal side, though, the Rockies, still plenty of freezing air, the Great Plains, too. Mild temperatures all across the South and the West Coast. Then we move into Monday morning. Wild for you, looks like your winds are coming from the southwest. The temperature will be at negative 1 degrees Fahrenheit, which means it would be close to negative 20 degrees Celsius. Oh, boys, right, Wild. Yep. Frigid air in the northern parts of New England, Adirondacks, a few parts from Wisconsin all the way to Iowa. Freezing air all across the Rockies and portions of the desert Southwest and Great Basin states and portions of the Sierra Nevadas and a few places in the Cascades. Plenty of freezing air in much of the Northeast, the Ohio Valley, and the Southern Plains. Mild temperatures in Florida and portions of the West Coast. Then we move on to Monday night. Just gotta let it play out. 19 degrees for you, Wild, but your temperature reading will be... like, just a bit below negative 10 degrees Celsius. Wait, negative 5 degrees Celsius. So, and the winds are coming from the southwest. It'll get a little warmer. Not bad, but still too cold. Plenty of freezing air throughout the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic, the Great Lakes, Upper Mississippi, and the Rocky Mountains. Plenty of mild temperatures all across the portions of the Great Plains to the southeast. Plenty of warmth in South Florida to the west coast. It's gonna play it out. See, Wild 16 degrees Fahrenheit, which means it'll be almost negative 10 degrees Celsius. Winds coming from the north. Freezing temperatures, but frigid ones in the northeast, mostly in the interior side. Plenty of freezing temperatures in the Mid-Atlantic, the Ohio Valley, the Upper Mississippi Valley, even the middle part of the Mississippi. and portions of the Rocky Mountains and Great Basin states. Mild temperatures throughout the Gulf Coast and West Coast too. And finally, we're going to let it play out until 7 p.m. on Tuesday. $19 wild, almost. No, actually, make that just a bit above 10 degrees Celsius. Freezing temperature still a thing in the Northeast, except for folks from Cape Cod all the way to New York City, the Great Lake, the Jersey Shore, Atlantic City, the southern part of the Chesapeake Bay Area. Plenty of freezing weather throughout portions of the Great Lakes region. Chicago will only get winds from the south, not from the north. If it were from the north, it would be a different story. Northern Plains will get plenty of freezing temperatures. The Rockies, the Cascades, a lot of warmth in Florida, and the desert Southwest and much of the West Coast. People, hold on a minute. Alright, I'm back. Alright, so let's see. We're going to change gears to humidity. Let's see. We're going to move into tomorrow morning. Whoops. No, it's supposed to play after I'm done. While your humidity value would be right around 60 to 70%, which means it's a fair shot. We got plenty of humidity all across the South and the Pacific Northwest and the Central Valley, California, which indicates that there's going to be some fog. It's going to brew throughout, like the Central Valley, California. I have been sharing. I've been seeing some images, satellite images of radiation fog in the Central Valley, California, throughout the later part of the week. And boy, that was very significant. That was very telling because, like, that's the very place where you would end up experiencing fog at this time of year, especially in Central Valley, California. Let's play the animations from dry conditions in the desert Southwest. It gets worse during the day. Then into tomorrow night, still plenty of humidity in northern to central Florida, lower Mississippi. While for you, about 60%, 60 to 70% relative humidity. Low humidity in portions of the desert Southwest, lots of humidity. In the Pacific Northwest, and the Bitterroot Mountains in northern Rockies and Idaho. And we let time roll into Monday morning. While for you, your humidity level would be right around 70% relative humidity. For folks in the southeast, lots of humidity to go around, especially in Florida. A lot of it. The Great Plains humidity builds up, in which this could be a thing for some severe weather. But honestly, folks, I don't see much of a chance for severe weather, though. But all that warmth might happen, but it's just that I'm not really buying it. But there is a lot of humidity for Monday morning in the Pacific Northwest, Northern Rockies, and the Central Valley, California, and the San Francisco Bay Area.